Swarm's got himself an outpost here on the road, on the main road, pushing in towards the glider. I would
Oh yes, that OP is gone. Hello, everybody, and welcome to an HCA quarterfinal match between BFTB and the Circle. As you can see from what you see on the screen right now, we're going to be on Alamein. We haven't missed anything. This isn't the actual match warm up that you see right now. They just restarted the map, so we're pre-flip still, just to clarify. But this is the map that we're going to be on. We're going to take a little time here while we're waiting for the teams to file in to talk about that map. But just so you all know, I am joined by a couple people, as I usually am. The first one, I've done this with a bunch, so you should be pretty familiar. Renegade, how you doing?
Good, good. Formerly OG Panda, now Renegade. Too many pandas in the world. Trying to weed them out. Don't want to get off that extinction list just yet. We want people to still care about us, so we're here today.
Our next guest, first time on Wix streams. Wix time for the first time for him. He is the uh, typical Hell Let Loose journeyman. He is Mr. Worldwide, and he's an MG main, so we had to bring him in for Alamein. Coco, how you doing?
Pretty good. Just excited for this Alamein MG hell.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those ones that's fun to watch. I don't think it would be necessarily very fun to play if I were infantry, unless I was an MG. So yeah, I mean, we're flying around. We got a little bit of time. Let me check real quick. We still have about 20 players still in. So, what do you guys think of this map? Coco, we'll start with you. How does this map play? Like, what are the important things for this map? What do you think about it?
So, really, as Axis, you just want anything with elevation, and you can just hold down all the lanes. Um, British, you got to use the tanks, weed out the MGs, and then once you get close, British has the advantage with all their weapons. But it's just getting that advantage is going to be the tough part.
Yeah, we're looking here at kind of one of the main feature points of the map, I think, right below us here, almost regardless of what the point is. People call it flat top. There might be other names for it. That's what I've heard it called, at least. Just to show you kind of where we're at on the map here. We're right here in F4. And the actual flat top area is this area. It's between F4 and F5 part. And I don't know if it's the highest point of the map, but it's close, if not. Um, Kind of a pretty powerful position to control. I think almost no matter what the point is, we're going to see teams fighting over that. We do have a couple. I do want to kind of talk about our teams as well. We have the Circle, well-known team, been around a while, against the BFTB, a new German, possibly more pan-European team, but at least German team here. Panda, what do you think of this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. BFTB is sort of a new team. We actually in Helios scrimmed them on Kharkov of all maps. It was a 3-2 over Lumber, if I recall. Yeah, I mean, look, not a bad team. But obviously, they're new. Um, they've got some learning to do, and this is a non-meta map, so nobody really knows what to expect. Circle's been around a long time. Pretty familiar with everybody over there. Haven't really seen the strength from them recently that we saw maybe, a year ago, 6 months ago. So I expect it'll be a good match. The map layout will definitely affect what we're able to do here. Hopefully they've done their homework. Again, with this being a non-meta map, these teams really probably don't have a ton of experience on this map. And honestly, most comp players don't. So it's always, it gets a little pubby sometimes on a map like this, but hopefully we've got some good prep put in this week and we'll get to see it shown off today.
Yeah, so I asked, I submitted a couple questions to each of the teams kind of before and before the match, and I want to kind of highlight that because I did ask them how we ended up here on LLMA, not a really typical pick. And Arethia from BFTB said that the way they kind of felt like it was Circle's idea to come to LLMA, and so when they were left with the choice at the end between Foy Allies and LLMA, they just chose it because they liked it better than better than Foy, and they kind of were expecting, I guess, Circle to go to a maybe off meta map. That seemed to be the intelligence that they had. So they didn't really seem necessarily keen to play Alamein, but they were just content, I guess, to take Axis and the advantage that they perceive there. And I asked the same question to Circle, and let me pull up what they said as well. Because they were, I think, maybe more intent on coming to Al Alamein for, just to play something different. Even, they said there wasn't anything particular about Al Alamein, but they were looking for something, looking to go to a different map. They didn't want to play one of the same boring picks, and so they were willing to play allies to kind of get the off meta map here, and so that's how we ended up here. And now we're on Al Alamein. And I'm kind of excited to cast it. I haven't streamed it before. I've actually been doing a lot of SMDM lately, so something new for me. What do you guys think of the change? There were some changes pretty recently, um, in that affected the British faction in this map in particular. Um, a couple new tanks on the British side, some new weapons, and obviously going back a little further, the Germans lost some of the more late war weapons that they had. Coco, do you think those kind of recent changes affect the balance on this map maybe a little bit, or maybe the viability of the British faction in general?
Yeah, I think it made British just viable in general. I think the new tanks are really good. I'm not sure how good the Crusader is. I have not seen that yet, but the new heavy's really good. The new Thompson has zero recoil. Same with the Sten. And the British bolt action, the SMLE, is absolutely disgusting. It's I think the British weapons, aside from the MG, are just better for this map.
Yeah, so I'm flew over here now by the Crusader, the new medium tank, just so we could take a look at it. My impression is it's obviously pretty small and low profile, even for a medium tank. And then you look at just the way the armor is; it's all very sloped. It's very angular. It's not rounded like a T-34, but I just imagine it. It looks like it's going to be. It has very very small panels to hit on the sides, especially, and then the front has a lot of angles. So in a sense, it reminds me of the T-34. T-34 is a lot more rounded, but still very angular. And I've only shot at this particular tank a couple times so far, and haven't really had trouble with it. But I could very well see a lot of ricochets on this tank if you're not careful where you're shooting it.
Yeah, I guess like I said, I don't have a whole lot of experience, but if they did some nasty hitboxes on it, it might be like an actual issue, in the early game.
So we're getting close. We're at 99 right now, waiting on the flip. I don't know if a lot of people know what to really expect from BFTB. It's a new team. As far as I know, doesn't really have a predecessor in Hell Let Loose competitive, and even the way it was described to me by Arethia in the questions I submitted, she said it was just kind of an idea to create a clan, and then it got big enough to make a team, and they decided to do it. And their name is German for drunken tile table owners, which I imagine is some kind of German inside joke as to like people that own those kinds of tables or something. So they just strike me as a team that isn't taking anything too seriously. Not to say that they should be underestimated, but that they're out here to have fun, and I think those teams are great to see because maybe we'll see some wild strat that you know no one else would think of or no one else would care to try, and that's always fun to see in these matches.
Oh yeah, you never know what's going to be like the new meta for certain maps. You know, someone pulls out like like the Esprit AT gun on the radar. I mean, it's just you see that and it's like, wow, I never thought of that. And then every team starts doing it.
Should be getting close to flip here now. I asked one of the things I asked Circle too. I kind of add, and this is something I like to ask. If you ever see me, sometimes I do interviews on other streams or whatever. My favorite question to ask for established teams, we see the countdown has started, is where do you see the improvement coming from in your team from the last tournament to this tournament? Like everybody likes to think that they got better or that they're doing something better, and I asked Circle that. They said, they've had the normal kind of attrition that all teams have, where people come and people go and everything. But they picked up a new tank crew from another team that they were really hoping was going to kind of be a big part of their improvement. So obviously, going to be opportunities on this map for tanks to have an impact.
Yeah, especially as Axis.
So we are going to have the double maps available, the double cams available. Going to be on the BFTB side, and I'll be on the Circle side. And I got to ask him who I'm supposed to join because I never asked him that. Now that I think about it.
Rookie mistake.
Baby Burn is actually commanding. Why don't you talk about Baby Burn a little bit, Panda?
You're lying, bro. You're lying. There's no way. The mad scientist?
Baby Burn is known for the wacky AT guns, the snipes. See if he brings anything to this.
And make sure I don't spawn in the HQ where the last point is. And we're off here. Let's look at the point layout we have going on. You can see Circle here on the right side, the British side, BFTB on the left in the red. We have Valley as the midpoint, and from left to right, we're going to go artillery guns, watchtower, Valley, airfield hangars to ambush convoy. So the kind of, I don't know, weird U-shape kind of thing going on here. Yeah, let's take a look at Valley. Let me go fly over, and we'll take a look at what we can expect around Valley. Valley's kind of interesting. It's a lot of buildings kind of in a valley, in fact, surrounded by these kind of high cliffs. So it's like a bowl shape almost, like you can imagine almost like a football stadium or something going on here. And high ground all around, and then probably some, real close quarters fighting going on in the middle.
It's going to be a grind.
Yeah, and you got the point before and the point after straight in line across. So that's going to kind of be interesting. Obviously, there's a lot of views where you can see long ranges on this map, so it's going to be interesting to see where the tanks are lined up during the map. But Valley's going to be our midpoint. Panda, looking at your map, just tell us, what do you see as far as vehicles coming out on the BFTB side?
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have recon tank on bottom map edge. We've got 2 SLs in there. Probably just going to do that to make sure they make it into the point before dying. Valley's going to be interesting. You're not really going to be able to set up any long-range MGs here. I mean, everything's going to be kind of close quarters, just peeking over the ridge from all sides. You've got 2 SLs right here in the bottom. We've got an AT gun set up right now in B8. I'm trying to see where that is going to be trying to hit. You've got medium and mid, pretty standard stuff, the rest of it. And we got a supply truck map edge up top with 2 SLs as well.
Yeah, so I've got an extra supply truck and an extra light tank on this side as they kind of move on from the wall, and we're going to watch kind of here at Valley and see how this unfolds.
BFTB has 2 AT guns ready to snipe.
Yeah, I'm watching one right now, trying to see if they see anything.
Sorry, let me get the right scene on there so you can see kind of what we're looking at Valley, and we're going to watch over the shoulder on the AT gun here for Panda. See a little bit of both. What's going on? Has that AT gun fired?
Just did.
Looks like it missed. I'm watching I can see the shells landing on my screen here.
Whatever they thought was going to happen didn't happen.
Yeah, I see them hitting some buildings. They're hitting near some trucks, but I didn't see any trucks go down. Here, we'll go to the main view here. Oops, the main view. As we see the first cap progress coming on is for Circle. Move down a little bit. See a truck go down for BFTB, but it was likely empty, just kind of driving out, playing his life out. BFTB decapping now, even though it looks like Circle's kind of a little bit stronger on the hard cap.
Looks like Circle just went for the full point control.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how much value there is in really going north out of sector when you can't even see into sector from out of there. I mean, I'm just going to pull up my map real quick and look. Yeah, just one squad leader up on what we were talking about, round top, and really everybody else just focused really close to soft cap or right in soft cap.
It's like
The MGs really aren't lasting that long. Every time I try to go, I try to cam over one of them, they die.
yeah, it looks like Circle's just really really taking complete control.
BFTB Recon is on map edge right now. Made it all the way around. But he's playing it too loud. He's taking shots. Really just needs to maybe play that a little slower.
Yeah,
Circle is looking to get map control here. They're more in the mid sectors. Already kind of breaking through the lines. BFTB has guys up here, but they've left a huge gaping hole in this new area right here where there's a little lake.
Yeah, we can see kind of both rims of the valley. You can see Circle pushing up in addition to the middle section. As you see, the cap does go in favor of Circle. They start with the 3-2. And let's pull up the maps and see what we have right after post cap here, Panda.
Yep.
So I see really just one garrison kind of near Valley. I don't know if they got taken out or they didn't get built yet. You know, obviously Circle kept their OPs. The medium tank's still up. The light tank's still up. What do you see on the BFTB side?
Yeah, they're pulling up their first heavy right now. Bottom map edge. Looks like they're getting pushed pretty hard in mid. There's really, I mean, they're not able to keep more than about 6 or 7 guys up at a time here. We've got 2 squad leaders pushing bottom map edge, but that's more of an open area. I don't know what they're really going to be able to do from there. But right now they've got 3 squad leaders that are in kind of an important area with buildings where they'll actually be able to hold some angles and try to make some ground. But other than that, it's pretty light front door.
Is the Panzer IV still alive?
No, I do not believe so. They do have a light tank right now back in H6, kind of next to that 4th point. And it looks like they're going to be trying to get up some red zone garrisons. So hopefully they don't forget that they still have to protect front door, but they are getting garrisons up behind them for flanking.
Kind of moved around out of the east side of Valley. You can see the Crusader, the medium tank for the Brits, kind of repositioning on the other side of that little mesa there. Kind of go a little bit further north to Oasis here. You know, we do see some BFTB presence on Flat Top, which we talked about before, but not a ton really out of sector going on here from either side. But, you know, still setting the edge. They want to control this high ground, even if they don't really have big plans for it, I think, because, you know, this could be a good tank position or definitely good MG position.
Oh yeah, it's really just like getting a skeleton crew up there just to secure, and then rolling those tanks up, get some good map control.
Just kind of swinging over and out of the BFTB side. I wanted to find that first tiger that was coming up. You said he was on the map edge.
Yep, he's down on map edge right now. He's on the border of BC 8. BC 8 right now.
He is. There he is. We found him. Kind of got the little special desert look going on. Special Koi Boy and Brimble. Something in the first tiger. I'm curious to see what happens when we get the heavy tanks, and if heavy tanks start to stack on this point, because I mean, as long range as you can play, if Valley's really the point that ends up being contested for a long period, you could see the tanks pretty close on each side of the Valley here. But as I say that, I'm looking, and Circle's almost cleared the Valley out at this point.
Yeah, I think it's definitely just showing, the British close range are insanely strong.
So the Germans do retain the MP40, that's correct?
Yeah, but
no STG, no G43.
none of that. So, a lot of British classes do still have like the auto weapons, and the new Thompson is absolutely insane. It's very low recoil. So up close, it just annihilates.
Yeah, Circle's starting to get control of BFTB's side of the ridge here, which is going to make this basically impossible for them.
See what the first Tiger can do here. I'm going to check my map real quick. We do have the first Churchill coming up, but he's still all the way back at the I column, so a long way to go to be able to provide close support, especially as the BFTB side's been pushed on the west side of this, so the Churchill's not going to be able to see anything from long range here.
Yeah, I mean, BFTB right now, they actually have an AT gun set up in F4. I'm going to go check that out. But they've got 4 squad leaders up here that are trying to make some hay. Don't know if they know the enemy recon is behind them yet, but...
With the Churchill changes, it's less oppressive, but it's still very, very strong tank.
Yeah, so I know, unfortunately, Alamein doesn't come up in rotations very much, so I don't play it as much as I'd like to. But I know when the Churchill was first released, and I believe until this patch, it had the 6-second reload still for a heavy tank. That's now been changed, if not earlier, by this patch to 8 seconds to put it in line with the other heavy tanks, which is fine. The cool thing about the Churchill, and once we... once he gets a little bit closer, we'll go over and take a look at it, is the hitbox on that thing. If you turn the side of the Churchill towards the enemy, there's a very, very little portion of it that actually you can hit and deal hull damage. It is mostly track. Whereas you see this nice wide plate here on the Tiger, that's all side armor. You can do hull damage and you can kill a Tiger through there. We'll look at the Churchill, it's going to be very different. And especially on like a long-range sniping map like this, that could be the difference between, winning and losing an engagement.
Yeah, more precision required.
Got a map edge BFTB squad here with Nick Rocks. Looks like they've made it to the other side of the valley. Just took out one of Circle's back garrisons here behind Valley. Probably their opening garrison. Let's see what they're able to do here. Circle knows they're there, but I have yet to see really a good response to it.
No,
Yeah,
I have.
Go ahead.
I've played BFT. I played against BFTB, and I have I casted the game with Helios versus BFTB. I can say that BFTB is very, very, very strong at just like weaseling their way in, flanking, and just wreaking havoc in your backlines.
Yeah, we see the response now, including the other tank that was added, the Honey variant of the Stewart. So it looks very similar to the American light tank. For people that aren't familiar, we'll just zoom in and get everybody to look at it. Basically functions the same as a Stewart. I mean, it really is a Stewart, honestly, so that makes sense. But the British now get that on this map in place of whatever the hell the thing they had before was. So it looks like a strong response, including with the tank, and they've wiped out this flank down here. Although we see Tattoo on the north side there, working their way up the cliffs. So they haven't really given up on trying to get some position going here around Valley. But Valley itself, I mean, you look at the hard point, there's nobody there anymore. Circle now has pushed them back, and BFTB's been kind of holding strong on this west rim so far.
I think BFTB is doing the the classic waiting for Circle to overcommit, and then they'll just smack them with a spawn bomb in the back line.
How far is your Churchill made it to? I've got BFTB's Tiger right now on top of the ridge on their side.
Yeah, we got the Churchill over here in G78 on the 7-8 line in G. It's coming up the east slope of the Valley Rim. We'll take a look at this real quick. I don't want to spend too much time, but I do want to show people because it is relevant. If you look at Lord Jack's, Gloomy, and Ashtray here, basically where you see this line almost at the top, the horizontal line, where it's like a seam between two panels of metal, basically everything above that is hull. Everything below that is tracks, roughly. And so you can imagine when this thing's sitting side to you, it's a very, very small target to hit. So we'll see if they can take advantage of that, because that can really be the difference. Like I said earlier, like some engagements. Churchill's working his way up. We're not going to spend too much time on that while he gets into position. We should see some tank engagements coming up here pretty soon, hopefully.
Yeah, this Tiger's got himself caught out a little bit. He's got almost zero infantry help now. Got some AT guys pushing, trying to get satchels. BFTB guys are coming back here to try to help. But we've got smoke in front of the Tiger now, so he's going to probably play it a little safe.
Yeah, I think getting this Tiger in a safe position to really look out from this high ground could really be a big, a big step for BFTB into getting a foothold here, because seeing from this rim, there's a lot of places you can shoot. He can take care of MGs. He can, probably hit a lot of OP positions. I mean, really, at this point, I think BFTB's really taken this west rim.
Looks like the first tank engagement might be starting.
Yeah, we got Tiger looking at that Honey Stewart looking tank you called out earlier. He's got an angle on it right now. If he shoots, it's gonna wait.
Yeah, the Churchill's still trying to figure out where he's trying to get to. I'm not sure what the deal is. Is he dealing with some infantry behind him? Yeah,
there we go. Tiger just got a hit, I believe. Killed your Honey.
Not mine, but yes, he killed the light tank for the Brits. Did this guy get satcheled? There is an assault in the area, but I don't... What weapon does the level 9 assault get on German now on Alamein? Is it a Kar 98?
It's MP40 still.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So he did not have a satchel. That was an assault with. It looked like a Kar 98. So the Churchill's kind of dealing with some infantry before he tries to maybe engage the Tiger here. Don't really see... I'm going to check my map real quick. Well, why don't we do a double map look real quick, Panda? Because I was looking, I don't see any AT guns up for Circle. I do see a second Churchill coming up. It looks like they've kind of stabilized Valley, but you know, BFTB looks like they've kind of owned that west side now. But Circle still has good control with garrisons on all sides of Valley. What do you see on your side?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, not much has changed since the last map for BFTB. They've still got guys up north in the FGG sectors, 4 or 5 pushing their way south. Haven't really been able to make much ground. They've got another heavy coming up right now, just north of Watchtower, and one coming up south of Watchtower. So they'll have 3 heavies here. Maybe they'll be able to do something. If they win these first tank engagements, they'll definitely be able to keep Circle at bay. But I don't know how well you're really going to be able to push into Valley with heavies.
Yeah, but I think if you can get the armor advantage, you can just even own your side with tanks and make it so your tanks can safely sit up on that ridge and shoot around and into Valley. I think that's going to be the huge advantage. Make their tanks kind of afraid to peek and make yours, you know, feel safe. We see the Churchill might start pulling into a position where it can actually see enemies and across the valley, and that Tiger that we know is lurking on this west side.
Yeah, I missed what happened to the Tiger, to the one they had on top of the ridge, but they've got their other 2 Tigers coming up now.
Oh, the Tiger died. Interesting.
I
believe it was infantry, but...
Yeah, Satchel.
Unfortunate.
One of the most rage-inducing deaths you can have as a tanker is dying to a Satchel with...
Especially, I mean, you imagine, like, they weren't pushed up very far. You know, like ahead of infantry, I guess I mean. But, I mean, it's just a fact of life, kind of, that it takes like 3 seconds to put a Satchel on. Dudes can come up from anywhere. Especially on uneven terrain, like, you can't even see all the way around you.
Yeah.
So... we got a Tiger coming map edge now. I don't know if he has info on the Churchill.
He does. He does.
See if we can set up for an engagement here. You want to go side by side on the tanks for a moment?
Yep, I'll be following this one as best I can here.
Back out a little bit so we can see. Oh, there you go. Okay. So I'm starting to see him on my screen. If you see him back by Mayo, you can see the Tiger. It looks like the Tiger is looking for the Churchill. I don't know if the Churchill is really looking for the Tiger right now.
Tiger looking like he's in a dangerous spot.
Oh, here's the Churchill. Looks like he's reversed now. He's going to have to go... whoa, shit, I flew into a building. I want to stick on this too long because people will complain that we're looking at tanks and people don't like tanks. So, but, you know, if we can capture the first heavy engagement, I think we're about to see it right here.
Here we go. The tank is looking the wrong way, so...
Panda, you got to center the tank in your screen because I have your screen cropped. There you go. So, looks like the Churchill got the first shot in on the Tiger. Tiger's backing up. He's going to push, see if he can get a second shot. Ricochet off the turret, and the Tiger got to cover, it looks like. See how quickly they want to repair and come back for more. Come back to the main screen. We'll try to revisit that if they continue sparring there. Is that 2 Tigers in that same area now? Okay, so there's 2 Tigers. Ooh. Maybe we don't want to leave this quite yet, because this Churchill could be in for a rude surprise here. Actually, there's 2 Churchills now.
Oh, Peace Strike hits but doesn't.
Looks like it did some damage, but did not kill.
This is where the Tiger wants to push up and take advantage of the damage. Maybe catch him off guard.
Looks like they're going to retreat maybe the 2 Churchills here and make sure that they're all full health when they try to go for these Tigers. I'm not sure if they know yet that there's 2 there either.
I don't even think the devs know how Peace Strikes actually work. Where yesterday, Esprit got 2 IS-1s with a Peace Strike, but sometimes Peace Strikes like don't even kill Stewards.
Yeah, it's incredibly inconsistent. It reminds me of Satchels too, because Satchels have become pretty inconsistent as well. I mean, it used to be if you got a Satchel on the ground within like 15 meters of a heavy tank, it'd kill the heavy tank. But that's not true anymore. You could put it on the wall right next to a heavy tank and only do track damage. The Precision Strike kind of is the same way, where, like, obviously a direct hit seems to kill it, but so does a hit next to it sometimes. You know, you never really know, it seems. I want to keep the high view right now so we can see what's going on with the match overall, because there is some BFTB cap progress coming in. But, you know, we have the 2 Churchills stacked up here against the Tigers. I'm kind of curious to see what happens here if one side or the other goes for it.
BFTB infantry is allowing their Tigers to get harassed right now by AT. I see a Churchill peeking right now. Looks like he didn't see what he thought he'd see.
Yeah, I think both sides are a little bit hesitant to overcommit here.
Yeah. I could stick on this for a minute, Wix. I'll let you know if anything's going on.
Let me get my scenes right. So, yeah, just keep an eye there and let me know if they start to engage. I don't want to spend too much time watching tanks drive back
Tigers
and
are pushing up right now, but I don't know how far. Oh, we got a hit. We got a hit. Looks... Come on. Come on. Alright. Oh. Just playing groundhog right now, going back in and out of holes.
Okay, well, as soon as I walk away, we get blue balled there. BFTB, I mean, they've really done a good job holding onto this west rim. They never really gave it up completely. That's kind of been what the battle has been over, is this this pile of rocks right in front of us here. Right now, it looks like Circle's been pushed back into the low ground a little bit as we hear the tanks are exchanging fire again, because, of course, we stopped looking. So I'll pull back so we can see this. And
they're going to be here all day at this point. They get one shot, they leave. They get one shot, they leave.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go for it with these. Like, if you're gonna have 2 tanks there, you got to go for it and get the 2 shots in. I mean, I think both sides are just worried that if they're the one that's moving, the other side's going to get 2 shots before they get 2 shots, which is tough. But right now, it's just kind of like a side battle where neither set of tanks are really, you know, doing anything to support the infantry. They're just kind of like, you know, sparring with each other. But obviously, there's a reason for that. If one of the sides can get the armor advantage, then, you know, that opens up a lot of things they can do.
BFTB has enough fuel right now for a 3rd heavy, but instead they're pulling a medium up. So I wonder if he'll just kind of do a kamikaze run.
like BFTB made a little progress on the outer rim, but Circle still just owns the valley.
Yeah, we see the cap progress kind of coming back and forth a little bit. I think that's mostly just because a lot of these guys holding the north rim up here are out of sector, so it's kind of flashing back and forth, but that doesn't necessarily mean there's really a threat on the point, because of course Circle can fall back very, very easily. You see a Tiger, a
Got shots
lone
again.
Tiger engaging a lone Churchill. See if either side off. It's tough to see from above, that's why I like to get kind of low. You can see the terrain them from seeing each other.
Yeah, my Tiger right now is choosing to shoot infantry. I'm guessing he can't see the top of the turrets here from the Churchill.
Yeah, there is 2 Churchills and an AT gun up here now, so ample opportunity to put some shells into the Tiger if they push too far. I don't know, looking at this, what do you guys think BFTB needs to be doing here to kind of start to put more pressure on Valley? I mean, they're holding their ground, they're pushing back, you know, what else could they be doing right now, do you think?
Honestly, I think it's a matter of just getting armor superiority right now, just getting the numbers. Once they get that, they can like push safely. But I mean, it's I don't. They need the armor and the MGs to really carry them out of this one.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, it's tough because they want to fight the tanks. The tanks, getting the Churchills down, you know, could be big. But at the same time, I mean, you know, is there more you could do for infantry support in the meantime? Because this is just kind of a stalemate. You know, like I said, there's really not a lot being accomplished here by either side. Not that it's bad, because they're trying to accomplish something, but it's like you know, how long are you going to sit here, you know, pulling forward 10 feet, shooting and going back 10 feet, or I don't know if that's exactly what's happening. But,
I mean, look, I wasn't sure what to expect from BFTB, but I've actually been pretty impressed with their infantry being able to hold the top of their ridge here. You know, in the first start of this game, I really thought that Circle was just going to have their way, get to the side of the ridge, push them off, and then we'd be talking about Watchtower. But BFTB's held pretty well here. I mean, they just have to gain some ground, win some gunfights, you know, take care of some spawns. If they can get over the ridge and have control of the high ground, I mean, they'll be able to get some leeway here. But yeah, these tank battles, something's got to happen here.
Yeah. I wonder if it's almost worth just using the Tigers as just infantry support, and not even, you know, getting into a spot where the tank won't even, the Circle tanks won't even be able to touch them, and just shell it, you know, HEing. That might be a little more productive.
yeah, I wonder if that's what they're trying to do over here. I don't know if there's let me look at the map. There's no armor in the north. We can see now there's 3 Churchills in the south, stacked up. But that could be what this tank's trying to do here with, let me see if I can grab who they are. Raku, Julian, and Nui Kiri. Just kind of saying, like, hey, you know, I'm going to, extricate myself from this situation and go find something more productive to do. And, you know, it could be, you know, this other tank's job to just hold down the Churchills, keep their attention, don't die. Let them shoot you every now and then so they don't forget you're there, and let the other Tigers do work in other places. That's a perfectly viable strategy, I think. You got 3 Churchills over here, and like, what are they doing?
Yeah, just
BFTB's got a Tiger right now headed towards Oasis. They've got a 3rd Tiger headed up Map Edge right now.
I guess Circle bombing run.
It's an airhead.
We have an airhead.
It's
yeah.
The baby bird special. It's the airhead, the bombing run, the strafing run, the God knows what else.
It works. It works.
It is gonna work.
What the
man.
fuck just happened?
It's gonna work, bro. I don't even know what to tell you. Artie's falling on it. That's the only thing that's gonna be tough here.
That could be friendly Artie. That's part of the that's part of the Baby Burn playbook. You can see here's the airhead right here.
Yep. And then there's the smoke Artie for the support.
Oh my
Telling you,
goodness.
the guy's a mad scientist.
A big spawn bomb.
Immediate cap progress. The Tiger looks to be retreating now.
They did get a flare off, so they'll know exactly how much trouble they're in here in a moment.
What does that flare look like? And they're winning their gunfights.
Actually, it looks like it didn't go off.
Oh.
I saw it go off.
I shot it a little too low.
We'll see. There should be another spawn wave coming up on this airhead.
Oh, huge airhead.
There it is. Oh, the Tiger takes out almost the whole spawn wave, but did not get the airhead itself.
Very nice shot from Tiger.
And we have a
3
Garrison
SLs
spawn
in the
wave
point.
here. The Garrison's still up. That's the one thing they haven't been able to do, as we see some OP burning going on. The Commander's right next to the airhead. I don't think he noticed it. Maybe he does now. Oh, he found it. He shot it with the MP40. Airhead.
Airhead is gone.
Airhead's gone. The Commander also gone. So we see they are defending now. And we see from a lot of different areas, because see, that's one of the things. You know, that was I'm not gonna say it wasn't a good try to break the stalemate. It was a really good attempt. It looks like it's gonna be snuffed out here, and we'll see what the bigger long-term ramifications are. But if you don't get the spawns down, then this is kind of what happens. Is the team comes back and snuffs it out and just kind of suffocates the people that are essentially surrounded. As you see, Kelly's the last one. Still one OP up, but everybody just got farmed. And that's the last OP. And Kelly in the tower, gonna do what he can. And that's it.
Yeah, what you want to see here is Circle take that top ridge across from Watchtower. Go ahead and get control of that.
Oh,
I'd say
we saw the
huge
Tiger
success.
just go down. Sorry, the Tiger just went down. It looked like from one of the... Yeah, the Churchill pushed up. Even without their tank commander, Alice, in there. Noctitch and I guess Sergeant Gotcha. Looks like, I don't really know. Took advantage of that Tiger, turned around to support Watchtower, and then just got deleted from behind.
But you see that airhead just completely reset BFTB. I mean, they lost any progress they had on the point there.
Yeah, it basically lost them a Tiger. You know, now we see Circle up on... You know, they don't have control of the high ground, but you see that they're making it up on... Which they were kind of relegated to the low ground from this side. So yeah, they didn't cap the point, but, you know, still a little bit of progress gained. That's what you want to see if the airhead's not going to be successful.
Yeah, you want, if it's not going to be a successful airhead, you want the overcommit like that.
Yeah. I'm not even sure it was an overcommit, because there was a lot of people on that point at one point. BFTB had a good response. Maybe it was a little bit too big, but I mean, there was a lot of people getting off on that airhead. So they were, I think for sure, rightly alarmed. I hear these tanks shooting in the AT gun over here. I want to... One of the Churchills did go down at some point during all this. 2 of them, in fact. So we saw the 3 over here. 2 of the Churchills went down. I'm not sure how that happened.
Yeah, BFTB had a Tiger. Bottom map edge just went down. It was more of a sniping position to try to hit where those Churchills have been kiting.
Okay.
Got a bombing run coming in right now from BFTB in that E7 area. They just flared right on the northeast or northwest side of the valley.
Bomb and strafes. That should clear out a couple people.
Bombing run, as they tend to do, going out of its way to not hit a single goddamn thing, I think, unfortunately. That's not even a criticism. It's just tough. I mean, like, if you watch enough games in admin cam, you see how often that even at the high levels, bombing runs are not super effective. Unless that was, I mean, it could have been to get a spawn, and if it got the spawn and everything, then it's worth it. But It's just so hard to get those bombing runs in the right spot.
We have a Tiger pushing up right now. Try to get this Churchill bottom map edge.
He's turning his gun.
Where is the Churchill? Oh yeah, he's back here. That's right. Let's go to our
I don't
side
think
by
the
side.
Churchill knows he's there.
Can't quite see him yet. The Tiger is just... Looked like he took a peek and he's rolling back now because he didn't see him, but the Churchill is down there. And
I
he
think
seems-
the Tiger got spooked here by some infantry.
We'll keep an eye on that situation. And we'll go back to the west side, which is kind of what I go to by default here, because that's where the most intense and critical fighting has been. BFTB has, you know, done a pretty good job here recapturing the west side here, which they lost to during the airhead fallback. This is proving to be a tough nut to crack for Circle. Tiger has moved back. There is an AT gun that was shooting over the top of the Tiger, shooting at the Tiger. Might have played into his decision to call it back.
Yeah, BFTB has their lone Tiger right there. They're about a minute away from having enough fuel for a second.
Watching Baby burn. I'm not sure what he's doing here. Maybe looking to put up a garrison or something, I thought maybe. Baby burn, one of the new additions to Circle for this HCA, former Syndicate player, now has switched to Circle, and in the first match, at least tournament match, he's in the command position, which see him in pub matches very frequently.
He's a former GXV veteran, as well as Ronan from Circle is also a GXV veteran. Oh, Overblast.
Oh, Overblast. Yeah, that's right. Yes, Baby Burn was played in the first HCA Minors Final on Hurtgen between GXV and Chimera, which of course was won by Chimera. Back in the old tank, back in the old RDD.
Oh, Tiger pushed up, just took out of that Churchill, but he's gonna get satcheled here. Tiger is satcheled, and he's getting hit
Taking a
by
shot from
but
AT
another
gun.
Churchill.
Gollum goes down. I don't think he got the. He did get the satchel on.
Yep, that satchel is.
Let's see if they can find it. They do have time. Tenny's looking for it. Everybody on the satchel. Everybody. People are dying.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's off.
Wow, that was a good save.
I think that was his up here, honestly. I think it was his from up here saving. Did they get it off?
Yeah, they got it off.
Holy shit.
They're about to get satcheled again, though. It's only one guy left in the Tiger and no infantry support.
Holy shit, I can't believe that. I thought for sure that Tiger was dead, but apparently before those guys died, they got enough help on the defuse to let Julian there get it off. Great play not to give up, and really as the bodies are falling all around him, they just stayed in there.
It is going to be a long run for that tank crew to get back to their tank.
Something I know all too well from last night's match that we played. Got a call that my tank was satcheled. I got out. I got shot. My tank was not satcheled. Had to run about 500 meters. Got all the way to my tank and died to Artie.
Classic.
Ronan about to get a satchel on. Gets hit by Artie. Let's see if the tank crew can get back in without getting hit by Artie.
Which, is there another Tiger out here?
Looks like they've had the fuel for it for about 2.5 minutes now, but haven't called a second Tiger up.
Let's go to the maps. We haven't gone to maps in a little while. Let's check out the maps. Yeah, so there's two Churchills. One of them is near Valley, and a Crusader up there, and then another Churchill's coming up to the front. Kind of, I mean, much the same as we've seen, right? It's this West Ridge has been the focal point. We're going to see a bombing run go in over where the Tiger is and a lot of the BFTB positions. A couple AT guns up in that area where we've seen the Churchills playing. What do you kind of see on the BFTB side?
Just a lot of the same, to be honest with you. They're doing a better job of holding front door. They've kind of consolidated some of their forces. They're not as spread out. There is a line, you know, but just with this map being so open the way that it is, there's yeah, they're pretty consolidated right now, at least on the portions that they actually have cover. So they'll just be fighting over that ridge, you know, for as long as it takes for one team to kind of get over that hump and start burning outposts.
It looked like there was a big spawn wave on this garrison right here in the center from Circle, which probably indicates a lot of OPs have gone down, but then I don't see a whole lot of BFTB people up here on the ridge. That bombing run did go through. I'm not sure how many people it caught, but
I don't think it
Yeah,
maybe
not
2 or 3.
really much.
you see the
BFTB
respawns
already
going in.
right now is highlighting that area you just called out, Wix. They'll be dropping some arty shells in there.
Yeah, I mean, this garrison is extremely close to kind of where the fighting's taking place, right up the cliffs, right? So it's like one guy with a Panzerstreck, you know, just looking down from the right angle could not have to go very far from where the fighting is to get that. But, you know, Circle is doing a good job hanging on and defending that area. See the Tiger ascending the West Ridge here. What is he trying to shoot at?
Not sure.
Shooting at the little castle tower.
I was just trying to nuke people with HE. And you mentioned earlier the old RD defense days. Comp was definitely different with 3 RD guns. Almost.
Oh my god, yeah.
Almost. I don't know. I can't tell if comp was more fun then, because you know it was people moved. I feel like a lot of people just didn't hold a lot of angles too long.
There's probably some truth to that, but it also sucks having a point that only has 3 lanes to get in and out of, or sometimes 2 lanes to get in and out of, and every single one of them is being RD'd.
Yeah, I mean, Hill 400. Once allies got actual Hill 400 with 3 RD guns, you can't. There's no way to cap it back if you know, if they just turtle up top.
Yeah, I mean, it makes, you know, going down to one protected RD gun allows the infantry to shine a little more, you know, instead of getting suppressed.
Well, maybe. It's definitely a lot campier. You
Yeah.
see,
For me, it was just about the preparation that you need for the RD snipe, for the tank snipes onto RD, and the RD defense was just like not a fun component of competitive play. Like, you had to do it, because if you didn't defend your RD, or if you didn't come up with a consistent snipe, like, they were going to do it, and RD was going to swing way in the other team's favor. But it just was not enjoyable preparation. So we see a Tiger take down, I believe this was a Churchill back here.
yeah,
It was
it's
actually
almost
a Crusader medium.
it's almost hard to find a happy medium with a lot of the things in this game. A lot of the meta stuff.
Well, I think kind of the solution, and you know, if you've been on Reddit or the Steam forums, it's like what everybody suggests, I feel like, is kind of the mobile, you know, mortar teams or whatever that kind of can have the same role as artillery, but aren't in a fixed spot, aren't, you know, just so static as the RD tends to be. There is a tank shooting or something just killed this Tiger. I'm not sure what it
BFTB
was.
just took out the Circle garrison right here in Valley. They're starting to push up.
So let's not spend time looking for that. The Tiger on the top here did go down. Not sure if it was an AT gun or a tank. In fact, I have a feeling it was this tank all the way back here. And I'm going to go fly over here real quick just to give them their due, because there's a... Oh, where are they? There they are. Give them credit. That's a long shot and a big play as we start to see a little bit of infiltration. Harry is down in the valley. The garrison is down. Let's see. They already have another one up, it looks like, unless this one was up at the same time down here in F8. So there still is a Gary in the area. They're not in desperation mode yet, but taking down that garrison kind of unlocks the front door a little bit, you'd think.
If Harry is able to find both garrisons, I'll definitely give him a command. That is...
Well, he is getting close. I can see the one right here. It's just south of him. A couple spawns on that. We're probably going to see a flare from Richie, who just spawned. Are there any tigers from BFTB kind of around Valley right now?
No, we just got one in very bottom map edge. He's sitting in that kind of snipe position on the kind of a tabletop here in B2. We do have an AT gun on the south side of Watchtower as well.
That is proving to be an issue for BFTB is that Churchill on the far side. You kind of see him center screen right there. Partially occluded by the rock. Is shooting a lot of the BFTB guys as they try to make it over this ridge. They are swinging a little bit up on the south side here. Mando, Bacon Coke, LW, FID, and Tenny against Timbo.
See bush rat Raffy outside of a bush. Pretty rare.
Yeah, he had a spot here on a house overlooking the Churchill, but I don't think he liked it very much. He's going to push up now, try to get something on the south ridge. This is an interesting map for MG, and Coco, I know you actually played in a match as MG, but I feel like, you know, most maps, especially the meta maps, you kind of have like known locations or rooftops or, you know, just places that people always sit. But a map like this where there's so many hills and bumps and ledges and things you can kind of clip into, I feel like you're constantly trying to find new spots even during the match.
Oh, on this map it's like infinite spots. I was just when I was playing MG, I was just like, F it. I just sat down and started MGing from wherever, and it was successful. I mean, you can MG from anywhere on this one. There's so much. Like you just find a rock. Like if there's like a rock on your left or something, you can just set up and just use that as cover. I don't know. It's a really good MG map, really good tank map.
I don't know when I stopped streaming in Discord, Coco, but it is back up. Was not checking my DMs. You can just tell me on stream. We're not having the we're not dealing with the implication that I might be perfect here.
Wix.
Just tell me if I'm not streaming my shit, because I was kind of wondering why. You know, I felt like I was the only one commenting on this shit on my screen, which is what everybody else sees. But here we go. Now you have both views.
This is the ESPN 9.
This is ESPN. It's much lower than 9.
ESPN Ocho Nuevo.
Yeah.
Kind of seeing fewer people on top of the west rim here than we have. I don't know if BFTB is intentionally kind of focused a little bit more north, but there seems to be more people on this north side. Maybe they're trying a different avenue of attack here.
Yeah, they're still holding the backside of this ridge here, which has kind of been their best launching point. Obviously, it's hard for Circle to do anything about that. We might have a tank battle here. Let me see what's going on. They got a Tiger here on Watchtower. Look at that same kind of location. Yep, looks like he's trying to hit Churchill. Killed something.
Yeah, that was the Churchill, I think, that killed the Tiger on West Rim a long time ago. He moved a little bit, but did get taken out there himself. I like this position for Gloomy and Ashtray here. They've kind of been sitting here for a little while. They can back up and get cover, and they're just, anytime they see one of the, you know, BFTB players pop over the ridge, they're just blasting them. I mean, that's kind of what you want to do. Like, you don't have to have all your tanks looking for other tanks to fight. If you can get up a spot where you can just make things difficult for infantry, that's really better than having to fight tanks, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not
like
as maybe not as glorious or whatever, but get those infantry kills going.
You got that tank holding the ATF pixel peak.
Looks like BFTB's tank's getting a little adventurous down here in the south again.
Strike came in on his old position. Fortunate to have moved. Raku, Julian, and Nukiri. Don't know if he realizes that it's 4v1 with Janice here, but... Oh, I was going to say, maybe Janice has got it in him, but Golem takes him out. Oh.
Oh no.
Coco Bello just got fucking yeeted. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Look out, Hobie. Okay. Poor young man from Sheffield just got yeeted. Wait, that's the German side.
Yeah.
This Tigers might not realize the potential danger he's in. We've already seen Gollum, who just got his head shot off, get a satchel onto one Tiger earlier. It looks like they're aware. So the hull gunner takes out the engineer.
This is probably one of the more effective runs I've seen for a tank on BFTB's side when it comes to actually helping his infantry. He's got this tabletop cleared. He's able to give Tenny some support as guys come up the ridge.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough. There's not a ton you can see from down here. And it's even harder to tell because obviously the icons are coming through the hill. But, you know, any place where you can get, where you are covered from their tanks and can shoot their, you know, enemy infantry, that's what you want to look for. Churchill looks like he's kind of looking for this Tiger now. Yep, we do have a tank engagement. If you can get on that Tiger.
That was a good shot.
Churchill backing up now.
I believe the airhead bombing run special might be open again. They might. I feel like they might try that again. You know, towards the end of this game.
Let's just stick with this because it looks like probably this Churchill might try to peek this Tiger again. And if the Tiger takes a shot, there's not really anywhere for him to go. I'm not sure what he would do were he damaged.
Yeah, he's really he's trying to heal right now, but he's still got infantry around him. I mean, he's really in a dangerous spot here.
I think he's just in that like aggressive position where he can get the first shot. He's just banking on that.
Hit, right? We've talked about what the side profile of this tank can do.
Yeah.
They might try to bait it out here. Sometimes you can creep forward little by little, get them to take a shot at something they shouldn't be shooting at, and get a ricochet, then you pull forward, take your time, and make your shot.
Or even a track shot. I mean, just bait the track shot and just
A lot of track out there for the Churchill. But he doesn't seem to want to go any further.
We did just lose a crew member here. We're down to 2. And it looks like this Tiger is still injured, so he's probably not going to be peeking.
Oh shit, I was looking at the tank that whole time. The Churchill can't see the Tiger's moved up behind this rock now.
Yeah, we're going to have another crewman here pop out and try to heal. But I don't think he'll be peaking anytime soon, and that crewman's probably going to die here in a second to Mayo if he stays out too long.
Coco Bello has returned from space. Gets the kill on the Rico 85.
Nice, love that. Good satchel.
Yeah, I mean, I keep returning to this view, and it's not a whole lot has changed. I really do think there has been a more concerted effort to push this north kind of entrance into the valley here rather than straight over the edge.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I can't believe we're still fighting over this hill. This one ridge.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, Circle's kind of had the armor advantage of late. I think it started kind of even. I think it's swung in favor of Circle, of Circle a little bit, but they haven't really gotten aggressive with it, and they don't really need to, right? They have midpoint. It doesn't look like it's under serious threat, so they've been playing it a little carefully. But that might be what they need to get to the next point as well, or at least get them off this west rim. We see the tanks exchanging fire again.
A weird shot there. Baby Burn making the call for rep stations. Oh, Baby Burn cam. Here we go. The man in action with the short shorts.
Look at that grizzled vet.
Determination.
Oh, he's gonna jump on the AT gun.
Oh, AT gun commander. Baby Burn would be the guy to bring back the command arty meta.
Good. AT gun command. It's not too far off. This general is not afraid to get his hands dirty. He'll load his own shells even.
Oh yeah, oh baby.
The Tiger looks like he's trying to get himself out of that situation. Kind of was on a bit of an island over there, so to speak. Taking the opportunity while the Churchill was repairing to get closer to friendlies.
Much better bombing run that time from BFTB. They've actually got guys in position to run over the hill as soon as the bombing run is complete. Should start to see, hopefully they find some outposts here. They start to burn a few of these guys out, but we've actually got guys getting into the valley.
Oh yeah.
I walked Baby Burn on an AT gun for 10 seconds and BFTB's like got the biggest threat we've seen on Valley in an hour.
And Circle squashes it pretty quick.
Well, it just takes a couple. I mean, it takes like a couple guys jumping on AT, popping OPs, you know, like rocketing OPs, rocketing garrisons. Oh, the BFTB.
I didn't realize
Circle.
he got an outpost up.
There's an outpost on the other side of that building, like on the same building. I guess it's outpost on each side.
What building is that?
Where Ben 10 was. There's a Circle outpost on one side, and then they may have burnt it.
There's no Circle OP over here anymore.
This is definitely the bestest look for BFTB getting over this hill. But I don't see any OPs left to spawn on, unfortunately.
Was that the Stuka?
Yeah.
Was that Artie? What the hell? I heard it, and then I felt like I didn't hear the bomb land for a long time, and then that was the only explosion I saw.
Must have been a dud.
Very well could have been. Looks like Baby Bird's time on the AT gun has ended with...
Well,
not happily for him and his family. Did see a lot of red and not a lot of blue for a bit, but the blue has, you know, responded in force here. You know, this Churchill has been doing some work shooting across the valley. And I think that's huge to get a tank because, you know, none of the long angles are gonna affect him, and you know, he can just kind of sit here and as they come over the edge, take shots, and there's not a whole lot they can do because, you know, in that sense, it's a tank fighting close range in a way that kind of helps him. So this map, an AT gun from a lot of different places could take you out, but not if you're in the valley, especially if you have infantry support. Take a look around at what's going on. I mean, so this was flat top. We kind of hyped it at the beginning as being an important part. I don't know that this has played too greatly into it, just because the point is maybe the one that's least influenced by it. But there is still some battles going on up here in the north and around the Oasis. Now we see Baby Burn all the way up here north. The Circle's, you know, really has tons of control over this area, or at least tons of presence. I'm not sure if they're just using that to, you know, get some MGs up and get some information going, or if there's an attempt on Watchtower that they're going to do from the north. I'm not sure, but they seem to be well spread out.
BFTB has almost 1,200 fuel right now, and they've only got 2 heavies on the field. I guess they're not putting a lot of stock into their heavy tanks right now.
I think with that circle tank playing a little more aggressive, it's depending on how they play it, this is honestly like might be nail in the coffin.
This is pretty close, probably as close as we've seen to heavy tanks in this game. Right here with the Churchill in this set of buildings, and then the Tiger on top of the west rim. They're not sure if they're not aware of each other or just not really caring. But if I was that Tiger, I'd be looking to come take out this Churchill because he is in a pretty vulnerable position. Just possible maybe the info isn't there, or they're concerned about infantry.
This honestly, from Circle, could be like the HB. You know, we have enough fuel for another tank special, which eats it in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that tank has been shooting for a long time. I think you get 50 and 50 in the Churchill, but he's been going for a while, so they might have enough that fuel and not enough ammo that they really care. Although definitely now this Tiger the Churchill knows the Tiger's there because AT was shooting off the Tiger. Tiger just kind of playing, I don't know, passively, but not really going for the kill there. Not a ton of infantry support either, so you can't really blame him too much. Oh, what is this?
Oh, huge spawn. There we go.
Here we got a whammo garrison southeast of Valley.
Now
I don't think any of these guys know what is going on. MG opening up is gonna kind of tell them that there's people there that shouldn't be, and then, you know, the posse over here that's gonna kill Gomp, I'm sure, at some point. It's gonna be the next thing that tells them that something is going on that shouldn't. Grandpa with the kill. This Churchill
that's some
is
serious pressure right there.
turning its turret slowly as it comes to the sudden realization that its position is not secure. We are seeing cap progress from here. We just need somebody with some kind of explosive device.
We're gonna have a tank battle.
Any kind of AT.
Up on the west side here.
Yeah, Tiger doesn't know where he is, though.
So close.
Surely he heard him. There he goes. He heard him.
You probably get a... Oh, alright.
Okay.
Gotta get that right pixel to hit him.
On.
I might grab it now.
There
Yep.
we go. Got a hit.
Oh shit!
Wow,
I
nice.
finally found the tiger. Goddamn, worst kind of work I've done. But there you go. The tiger takes out that. Let's go quickly back to the east side where the Whammo garrison, at least paying early dividends. Circle is
Huge.
capping back, but if you get some OPs up here, this could be a real nuisance.
A lot of shift W.
Yeah, you want to get those OPs, you want to get the AT there. I don't know why an AT player didn't spawn in.
Yeah, that's... I mean, they had to have known this tank's been sitting here for like a half hour. That should have been priority number one. Is as soon as you start killing people, somebody's got to go get a satchel on that thing before they're able to respond.
I just think that's just like a basic thing for, you know, airhead whammo. You know, you want to get AT just in case you come across a Gary or tank.
Yeah, for sure. So now we kind of see... I mean, they're still getting spawns off on this garrison, I think. But you see the circle response now, and now it comes down to, okay, you know, the element of surprise is gone. Now you got to go out there and win your gunfights.
Yeah. And even I don't know. You don't have to. I mean, you don't have to win the game off this, but if you win enough gunfights that it makes Circle overcommit to it, that's huge, because then your front line can start to slowly push forward.
Looks like Circle's done a good job of min-maxing both sides of the ridge pretty well here so far. They really haven't allowed anything to get in their way. They've also got this Tiger scared for its life. It's got no infantry support. It's smoked. Looks like it's gonna probably get satcheled here.
Cat and Fox gets the satchel on the front. They're gonna try to get it off. Tank commander playing with the MP40 loadout.
Is that not meta?
It's a personal choice, I'd say. Here's what I'll say, and I'm not making any, I'm not casting aspersions on other tank commanders' abilities, but I have not, in recent memory, gotten satcheled because I got out with a pistol and lost the gunfight. And it does give you a little more flexibility when it comes to repairing.
Yeah, yeah.
But it is.
I just figured.
It is a personal decision. You just figured what? I'm curious what you think.
You pop out. You got that MP40 on you. Got that thing on you.
Got that thing.
You can maybe clear a couple more ops with that MP40.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, yeah. I repair. I mean, you probably repair as much or a lot more than you do, you know, jumping out to get satchel people. As we see this Tiger went down over here from the Churchill over here. Like I said, you know, it maybe play style, maybe team, you know, comes into play. You know, if you're operating on your own a lot, maybe you need that a little bit more protection. But you know, I've kind of always used the pistol and the repair, and haven't really regretted it, I don't think.
Do you see anything from Circle Whammo kind of team?
Yeah,
no?
let's go double maps because we haven't done that in a while. If you look up in D5, there is an OP, and there's a couple squad leaders in that area that look like they're trying to work their way in from the north. They have a garrison all the way up, CD line in the 4 row. So yeah, it looks like they are, you know, trying to get a little northern pressure, and really they've pushed off that west rim a little bit on the front door too, so kind of collapsing a little bit, wheeling around that north side a little bit. What do you see from BFTB?
I'll be honest, it's really just a lot of the same right now. They're just hitting front door. They've still got some guys in the north. That garrison that they had, the red zone that they pushed off of, definitely gave some help right at the start, and then it just kind of petered. I mean, they got absolutely collapsed on, and Circle was able to still hold front door. So, you'd really, if you're BFTB, what you'd really like to see there is either the pressure from the backside is overwhelming, or that you're able to push into the valley with that kind of distraction. And neither of those things happen. So they should definitely be disappointed with that.
15 minutes remaining. Kind of status quo. We did see the southeast garrison here was taken out a few minutes ago, and not really too many long-term impacts from that, at least in BFTB's favor, unfortunately. Man, can you imagine some of these guys and gals that have been fighting over this hill for now damn near an hour and 15 minutes and just running over the same fucking rocks over and over again, and just probably shooting people in the same spots. Coco Bello went to the moon and back, and he's still out here, MP40 in a dream, dying to his own artillery trying to take out a garrison.
We've got another BFTB bombing run in the same exact location as it was last time.
It's the same Gary. It's gonna get the same Gary. Yeah, very nice.
Blescu just ran straight into it, not giving a single fuck. And that did get the front door garrison there. So we'll see they can take advantage. Bacon cock into the building here.
Well, they gotta win their gunfights.
Honestly, that's a sign of a real meat grind player, just running straight into the bombing run.
Yeah, I mean you can't stop. Can't stop.
Yeah, you gotta take ground. You tape that W key down.
You never know if that bombing run's not going to kill you. Think of what you could gain if it doesn't kill you, right? Just keep running. Yeah, I mean, we've talked a little bit about the kind of micro changes on this West Rim. This is kind of the default view for the last, hour plus here. It's kind of been the same shit. Wearing on here. This is kind of the key area, though. I mean, any progress is going to have to be made here.
Babyburn making the call for the defensive tanks. Just getting a bunch of solo tanks to spot up and start shooting the ridges of defense.
We'll have to keep an eye out and see if that call to action is responded to. He's typing in all caps there, so he means it. Coming from Babybird, he means it, and you know that he's gonna be pissed if they aren't listening. So. Oh
yeah, he'll let you know.
He's calling maximum defense. I'll take a look at just my map here, and we still see kind of How and the recon item, and now Jig squad has some presence up there in C and D5, but nobody really happening in or around Watchtower since the airhead that landed here, I don't know, 45 minutes ago or so. A couple squad leaders, a couple MGs.
We have pings to the admin on BFTB side of your server is shit, lags as fuck.
Which I don't know if that's it might be server, but also this map is so
yeah, it's so taxing on on your systems.
Yeah, I mean even the night when we played the night variation, I mean, I was still rubber banding extremely hard, and night maps, you know, are easier on
Yeah, I mean
systems.
both teams have really good ping, you know, for it being an HCA match, where you sometimes get teams that are across the world playing each other. But I think it's really just this map. You see it with Stalingrad too.
Classic Stuttergrad.
It is a time-honored tradition, you know, in the Hell Loose competitive sphere, to just relentlessly bitch about the server, whether it's, you know, because of ping issues or because the server crashes 15 minutes into a match and you have to restart, or, you know, like here, like stuttering or whatever. Like, everybody's always bitching about servers, so, you know, it's good to see that tradition continue. It's important, you know, that we have traditions, that everybody, you know, BFTB, a new team, already embracing the Hella Loose comp tradition of bitching about servers. And they've obviously integrated themselves into the scene at rapid speed.
Oh yeah, just already. You know what? They're already veteran status. You know.
Baby Burn looks like he's getting front line right now.
Where is he at? I don't know. There he is.
Oh, he's in it. Maybe not.
Of course, you say that and he's staring at a rock.
Yeah, he looked like he was in it.
But potentially going to collect something to bring back to the British Museum.
Yeah. He's putting it in his satchel.
Not that the British would ever plunder Egypt for their own reasons.
If you're BFTB, you've got one heavy now pushing into Watchtower. You've got a medium just north of the valley. You kind of got all of your forces in one spot here for the most part. You've got enough fuel for one more heavy now and another heavy, at least, yeah, one heavy more before the match would be over.
So I'm up on the maps now. Yeah, I see two Churchills right on top of each other in that common spot we saw early in the game. Recon coming up. Looks like there's another Churchill north of Valley, so they're starting to stack up tanks. It's still 1,100 fuel on the Circle side.
Yeah, I'd say at this point, Circle is definitely just gonna turtle, hold it, and wait until it's over. But I really wish that Circle would have been a little more aggressive with their tank advantage sometimes during this match. You know, winning 3-2 is still a win, but you know, for those watching and for us casting, it'd be a little more exciting if, you know, we'd see some aggressive play here. I'll be selfish, you know. I want to see it.
Yeah, for the people.
Looks like Mayo's going to get the commander's commendation, as he did grab a recon tank and solo a recon tank.
Good job, man.
As Baby Bird said, max defense. Max defense has been engaged. We'll see what that means for this one chunk of rocks that has been fighting over the entire match. Rescue. Oh, the grenade takes out. Oh, no, missed the OP.
Nope, so close.
OP's still there.
I mean, I don't know. BFTB just, it's like, it feels like they're like maybe 2-3 gunfights away from, you know, taking control.
Yeah, it seems like they've been close, and I mean, was that an airhead? That was an airhead. The old airhead and ammo drop, you know, 1-2 punch here, as we see the magic box. It's gonna fall right onto a Churchill. Really? Oh, it's a recon tank down here.
Yeah, we don't have anything to back it up either. It's just gonna fall by itself.
They dropped the airhead on the tank fob. Looks like Unlucko Alex and Baby Bird potentially here. Mayo in the tank. It'd be really hilarious. Oh, if that was HE, if only.
Oh yeah.
HE? Oh!
Oh, did he keep it alive?
Yes,
Wow,
and Baby Bird
clutch.
died too?
Clutch.
Mayo swinging around. Is he gonna have depression? Is he gonna have? Will he have depression?
Well, he's
That's the
gonna have
question.
depression either way, you know.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, he got it. Man, unfortunate.
Good attempt. I mean, well,
You gotta feel like that's
It was an
probably the
attempt.
last ditch effort there.
for sure a last
still
ditch
good.
effort, but you got to think like, I mean, you got anybody with any kind of information? You dropped it. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they're not getting far. You're right. They're not getting far off that.
It's like in the middle of the road and everything, and I don't know. Maybe there was a call out or some information. Obviously, like the recon tank being there is kind of bad luck. It just rolled up, and
Yeah.
really the Arty did their job. The Arty shot landed right in time to kill the person that was dismantling. Unfortunately, the tank was there. But yeah, maybe a little further off the beaten path, and you get a little bit more luck.
Where's that going? Where did that even?
It
I
looks
have
like
no
that
idea, to be
Stuka bomb
honest.
got swallowed into the Sarlacc pit or some shit.
Yeah. It's
I don't know. Like there was no explosion. I saw
Yeah,
the plane. The plane flew. The bomb dropped. I assume, unless it was like a fucking practice run.
it was a kinetic bomb. It was just
Is it EMP?
solid metal.
He dropped an EMP.
No, we do lose a Tiger here on top of this ridge.
It's not gonna
Churchill
help.
took it out close combat here. Little hand-to-hand combat of tanks.
Yep.
This is about as far as we've seen. No, we went a little bit further, but
Yeah.
Churchill getting aggressive here at the end, and if you can kind of just maintain that position, you might not be able to stay alive there very long, but you only got to stay alive for about 2.5 minutes.
Baby Burn dropping the defensive airhead.
Oh, okay. It's a solid one. Maybe they lost their garrison.
See, he's dropping it on top of himself. He's
Oh,
gonna try to catch it.
the garrison's up here, but it is camped by Arty.
Makes sense. But at the same time, what you should ideally you're not spawning on garrisons.
Yeah, for sure. There shouldn't be many people spawning on garrisons. I mean, the airhead, you might as well drop it. You're not getting the manpower does not roll over. They still have enough for reinforce. That's really the only thing you want to make sure you have, no matter what, is enough to reinforce if it comes down to it. You see, did he pre-drop reinforce? He did not. Sometimes you'll see people drop reinforce at the 4-minute mark. I don't really agree with that logic, but people like to do that. I mean, we're kind of watching the front line here. I mean, we got 90 seconds, a little under 90 seconds here. I don't really see it, but, hey, somebody goes sicko mode, turns into John Wick and kills a bunch of people, and maybe we see some cap progress. But I think this is where it's going to happen at this point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean,
bombing
good.
run on Watchtower?
Yeah. Looks like he may
Really?
have.
That was probably a garrison, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
It was a circle bombing run. I'm guessing that's a garrison that was known. I don't think Baby Burn would have called that in if there wasn't a garrison there, because that was kind of an odd location. Getting to 40 seconds.
It's starting to look like it's all she wrote.
Yeah, I mean, BFTB has a nice push right now from the north, but they're getting weeded out pretty quick.
Yeah, I think you see just a rash of deaths right there. They're trying to shift W right now. And obviously the circle players well positioned to deal with it as we hit 1 second remaining. 2 minutes and no cap progress. That's going to be a 3-2 win for the circle.
Yeah, I mean, BFTB did a pretty good job.
Yeah, tough match for them for sure. They held on in the front. I've never tried to take Watchtower personally, but it looked to be pretty difficult from Circle's end. basically you crest a hill and there's just nothing but open area everywhere. So, but good on BFTB holding it out. You know, still wish there was a little more of a aggressive tank play from Circle. I feel like they could have easily taken Watchtower at multiple moments during that match. But hey, that's Alamein.
Yeah, I just did a quick scroll through the roster, the stat screen, just for posterity. But it looked like the top tank for Circle was, around 800 to 1,000 individual CE. So that's a pretty good game. I think it hasn't always been. There's a precision coming in, maybe. I don't know what that was, but yeah, not always great opportunities to fight the tanks. I think they were kind of hiding from each other quite a bit, and not a kind of map where you see big lanes of infantry. So that's a pretty good game, I think, for a tank to have on this map.
Yeah, it looks like BFTB's tank crews. We got one at 1,200 total for the 3 of them, so 400 a pop, and then the other one's about 700 a pop there per person. So, tough day.
So there you have it, 3-2 for the Circle. They are going to go on to play in the next round, which will be the semifinal.
And Wix is the kind of guy that keeps the music on. A monster.
I have it turned down very low in my defense.
Make a note of that.
Sometimes, look. If I win a game, man, I want to hear the song.
GG's, both these guys.
Yep.
Yeah, good game for both teams. I mean,
To be fair, I think my music is on.
Ew.
Well, every time I get on this game now, it resets my settings. I got to go in and change it, but I keep having to redo my settings. I swear, like every other day now.
I did accidentally mute myself in Discord. Sorry about that. Yeah, I do. The music is there. If I win a game, I want to hear my team's song. It's turned down very low, but hey, it's part of the ambiance of Hell Let Loose. So I wanted to mention BFTB, kind of a new team. They are eliminated from HCA. It is single elimination. Circle's going to move on to the semifinal. One of you can maybe look up and see who they're going to play, because I don't know. But I think that's a good showing from BFTB, though, all things considered, right? Pretty new team. They hang in there 3-2 against some a veteran team on a map that is pretty punishing, I think. What do you guys think of the BFTB performance?
Yeah, I think they did pretty good. I think that point. I mean, I think that point maybe you can't take advantage of the MG and tank cheese as much as you can on the other points as Axis.
Looks like EG beat TL 3-2, so Circle will be playing EG.
All right, that'll be next week. I'm going to wrap it up there. Again, Circle 3-2 over BFTB on Alamein. Really, I think a pretty close match. I think you see for 3-2. BFTB, great showing. But Circle's going to move on, like Panda just mentioned, Renegade just mentioned, whatever his name is this week. They're going to go on to play EG, and look out for that next week. And thanks for joining us today.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Yep, see you in the next one.